Kaplow, 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 kaplow.
Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios. Weekly Wing It number 35, and we're still here doing this crap. What is wrong with us, guys?
A lot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And the broadcast won't be long enough to go over that, I don't think. So anyway, winging it here with us. First up, Raven Nevermore. What's going on?
Hey, yeah, I was busy today. I had a meeting. Luckily, it wasn't anything important because I got a phone call or I got a message saying, hey, somebody wants to come view the house between this time and that time, which overlapped with the meeting. And I checked with work. It was fine to miss it. So I said, yeah, go ahead and accept it. And as I'm walking out the door, I got another message. Hey, there's another one right after that. Do you want to accept that one too? And I was like, yeah, just accept both. So I ended up being out for like 2 hours.
Busy. When it rains, it pours, I guess they say.
Got some time to write, though.
Awesome. Speaking of taking time to write, Maji Chan.
Hello.
How you been?
I got to go back to work tomorrow.
Oh.
I had the last couple of days off to recover from some dental work I had done, but
Yeah, that was kind of a thorn in your side for a little bit there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't recommend it, but it's better to get the abscess out of the jaw than leave it in the jaw.
But it's so much fun to have you come on stream while you're still on your meds.
I don't know about that. I get a little cuddly and happy.
Oh, well, somebody who needs to be on meds, Billy Bob Sack.
Kaplow.
All right. And of course, trying to keep our history straight when everybody else is trying to screw it up, it's Readout Productions. How you doing?
I'm sleepy.
Woo! Save our history.
Sleepy. What happened?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just sleepy.
At least here I've got 104 degrees Fahrenheit temperature I can complain about
No.
making me sleepy.
I don't want that.
I'll tell you what, though, I'll take that over snow any day. 104 degrees means I don't have to shovel it.
Yeah.
I love snow. What are you talking about? I can run around in shorts and a t-shirt in snow. I can't take off my skin in heat.
I'm not. It's not the cold itself. It's the snow. It means I have to get up earlier. I have to shovel the driveway. When I get to work, I have to shovel out the cars for the fleet so we can deliver. And it makes the job miserable all day. I don't like snow. I used to think it was fun when I was a kid, but now that I'm an adult, it's just in my way.
Yeah.
But speaking of delivering, I was driving around the other day because that's what I do, deliver. And I went by a Barnes & Noble. And I looked at the building and I thought, when was the last time I was inside a Barnes & Noble? And the only time I could really remember was I was there delivering a package. I thought, when's the last time I was there as a customer? And I really couldn't think of it. And it got me wondering, do brick and mortar stores still have a place in our future? What is the future of book distribution? How is this going to play out? So much is in flux. I have no idea. Down in the chat, we got RC Scott and Andrew Campbell. How's it going, guys? Good to see you both down there.
Hey, guys.
And I want to know what you guys think too.
Hey, guys.
What is the future of distribution for books besides the almighty Amazon?
Campbell, you're not missing much. Believe me. It
What
looks
are you
really
talking
pretty.
about? You're missing awesome goodness.
It looks really pretty in the photographs until it snows. Until you have to deal with it.
If you're
Also
in a
eat yellow
cozy
snow.
cabin and you don't have to go anywhere, it's
That's
actually
nice.
kind of nice. As soon as you got to go do stuff, it's miserable.
You
On
get,
the other
Yellow
hand,
snow.
you get snow all over you, which then melts, which then means you're wet and it's cold.
Yep.
Which
Which wouldn't be so bad
like
until that wind
cold.
blows. Yeah, it's not so bad till that wind blows. And I used
Once
to
again, cold is easy to deal with. Hot, you can't really deal with that.
would have agreed with you because I could walk around just like you said, shorts, t-shirt, and in snow. I've gone outside barefoot in the middle of winter to smoke a cigarette, and it didn't bother me, not in the slightest. Sometimes I walked through the snow barefoot to the car to get something, and I was all right for a few minutes. But then I lost over 100 pounds, and holy crap, I didn't know what cold was until after that. Now I can take the heat of summer just fine, but the slightest breeze, I'm like, whoa. It's like I shed my winter coat or something. I can't take it no more.
See, I grew up in colder climates, so I'm just climatized.
Well,
is
I
why
thought I was too because I've spent my whole life in New England, and snow is a
Yeah.
way of life around here, unfortunately.
you see, this is
Right.
why you need to invest in a standard issued federal overcoat. It'll do wonders for you. That wool will keep you warm. It'll also make you look kind of epic with the cape.
Now,
Let's see.
I think it was,
Andrews Campbell says, I just get sunburned at the beach year round in Australia.
I think it was the last weekend or the weekend before one of the days of the open house. I spent at a half price books, and that may be the way some things are done in the future.
I mean, as far as the brick and mortar on the shelf bookstore.
Yeah, because they end up buying old used books and then turning around and selling them for a lot less.
Yeah, the way things are going, I mean, I could be way off, but the way I'm seeing it right now is I think the big, like Borders and the big chains and all them Walden Books, they're probably going to go the way of the dinosaur. Unfortunately, I used to go hang out in them when I was back in R.A. Salvador all the time.
Oh yeah,
But
you could go
I think
hang
the
out.
mom and pop shops might have a bit of a different future. Not nearly as big as theirs, but something a little brighter than we're seeing right now.
Yeah. I think one of the problems with the big, huge stores is they have a lot of square footage that they're paying monthly rent on, and if they can't sell enough junk, then they can't pay the bills.
Yeah. But that also it brings us to another issue, the issue of physical copy versus ebook. And I got no problem with ebooks, but I think we're all in agreement physical copy is always best to have that. But as you know, also every physical copy I get an ebook version to take it with me. And I keep the physical ones safe on the shelf
Yeah. Well,
where I'm not going to spill coffee all over the pages.
I'm hoping that the mom and pop shops could do the same thing that trying to remember is Walden Books and Barnes and Noble. I think we had in a couple of our local malls when I was growing up, and I think both of them could just like, if they didn't have the book immediately, they could order it in. Now, granted, it would take a couple of weeks to get in, but if you could tell them what the book was and they could look it up and find the ISBN number or whatever it was, they could order it. If not, then if I could find the ISBN number or whatever, then I could give it to them. And they could say, okay, let me look that up. Okay, yeah, we do have it, or that's no longer, that's out of print.
See, where I live, because I live up here on the coast and the water's so freaking cold, most people like to buy a book and read by the beach because, you can't really swim up here. It's freezing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming from
Your
Alaska.
parents come down from Alaska, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's you could get hypothermia in friggin' 90-degree weather here. But so for me it's weird because all the little mom and pop book shops are thriving, but this is the ideal spot for that. I don't know what it's like on the mainland and in the main areas.
Tough for me to say as well because last time I really went through any mom and pop bookstores, it was down at the coastline. So it's kind of mirroring that same circumstance. The only difference is you actually can swim in the water here.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Even though we're about the same, what is it called? Longitude.
Mm-hmm.
We're about the same longitude, but you got that coming right down from Alaska. Where what do we got over here?
You're getting it from down south.
We get the yeah. I think we get a lot more coming up from the south here than you do there. I'm not
Yeah,
certain
no,
of that. I'm no meteorologist.
here they'll do polar plunges in the middle of summer for workouts and stuff. but they won't stay in the water very long. They can't. Their bodies cannot physically handle it.
I did one of those once. It was January 1st at Ocean Beach here in Connecticut. And when I agreed to it, I was like, I don't really want to, but whatever. I can deal with it. I can deal with cold just fine. And then the day of it, I was sick as hell. I
No,
did it anyway. And then after that, I went to work.
not to let my brother's ego get any bigger if any of you've met him, but he's actually pulled out a guy that was drowned into hypothermia. Like his body went into complete shock, but my brother, being a trained rescue worker, knew how to get into the water and was able to pull him out. That's how
awesome.
cold it
Not
is
the
here.
hypothermia part, but your brother able to do that.
Yeah.
That he like trained himself and prepared for an unlikely scenario and stepped up. Kind of
Well,
like this
he's-
guy.
Hey, keep going.
Show
Well,
me,
he's
show you. Kick 'em on. Hell, all.
He's a trained firefighter, and because we're out here near the ocean, he has to have water training.
No, Andrew Campbell, we don't see. I mean, there are sometimes sharks around, but I mean,
My
for the
water's
most
too
part,
cold. We got orcas.
Oh yeah, I mean, we can get some sharks around here. That's very rare that we really see it, and it's not like great whites or anything that we see coming through here. We do sometimes get orcas, or actually not orcas. We get dolphins through here sometimes, and of course seals and that kind of thing.
I think sharks are
yeah, no
more-
sharks, and also no crocs. I mean, go down to Florida, you got gators, but
Florida's
out here
got
in New
sharks.
England, we don't
I've
have
seen
that.
them.
Oh, Florida has sharks, yeah.
Yeah, I
Coon
think
shark.
the Gulf has a lot of sharks, and like the lower East Coast has some sharks. But once you get up to a certain point, the sharks kind of disappear.
Yeah. For me, it's orcas, seals, and otters.
Most of the time, I'm dealing with the ocean. I'm looking for stripers. I haven't been fishing it forever though. But anyway, so what do you think? Are the big bookstores, are they still going to exist 10 years from now? Are we going to lose them?
No, I think they're dying. I hate to admit it.
The crocs ate most of the sharks north of me. Yeah,
I believe that.
if you want to get rid of your croc problem, then we could just introduce a certain little cat to Australia called the jaguar. If they put jaguars in Australia, oh,
Dude,
man, that
the
would be such
Burmese
an
python
upset.
are eating the gators out of the Everglades.
Yeah, but my point is jaguars eat caimans, so if you introduce them to Australia, it would be a huge upset for the ecological balance.
Yeah, they already have problems.
But
with
you get rid of a
birds.
lot of the crocs. When you said no crocs, I thought you meant the slippers. Do you think the big stores now, I mean, they may not have a future as they are at this time, but do you think they have a future maybe in maybe like a smaller way? Like,
Here's the way I think of it. Unless more people go back to hardcore media, which I'm starting to notice people are realizing that they don't own the digital, unless we all of a sudden have a huge cultural shift that wants to go back to physical media, no, the digital is cheaper. The stores are going to, not the stores, but the publishers and stuff are going to keep pushing that because it gets rid of the middlemen, the physical stuff, and they can basically charge people for
Baji, no one
letters
has a
and
problem
notes.
with or doesn't want to have physical media. It's actually your fucking retailer's the one who pushes for digital shit.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I mean.
All they gotta do is put a code, fucking digital
But
code shit.
That's exactly what I mean. Unless people start making a higher demand for the physical, they're gonna die out.
I mean, clearly they'll probably
Baji,
still
the
have a future online, but I wonder if they'll still have any physical locations whatsoever.
Look what happened to Hastings.
I'm not familiar with Hastings.
Hastings used to be a used movie and bookstore where you could go and buy used copies of stuff. But they relied so heavy on the part of their budget was for renting movies, they couldn't adapt and they all went out of business.
boy.
You guys familiar with Books a Million? BAM.
No.
That
Yeah,
was,
I've been there.
yeah, that was
Speaking
a
of
store
that,
we had around here for a little bit. I don't know if it's still there. How you doing, Stormcrow? Thanks for sending me that message earlier, and reminding me. Oh crap, the show's about to start.
The Books
you
Million
see,
in Clarksville is still there.
sir, that's why I'm here. You're going senile, so I have to remind you. Hey,
What do you mean
Daddy.
going senile? I've been.
He's got some timers. Just learn to accept that.
No, I'm not accepting shit, Maji. Okay? Today's been fucking rough. I got out of my goddamn school. I'm sweating like a goddamn pig. All right? I don't gotta accept shit. Okay?
Well, if you're not accepting shit, then how about giving us a little bit of shit? What do you think is going to happen to the future of brick and mortar bookstores?
All right. I want to say that nothing's gonna happen to them. That nothing, they're gonna be part of our lives because I love going to a brick and mortar bookstore and getting me that book, right? But the truth is, with the inevitable march of time and the fact that Amazon is this fucking cancerous, monstrous little leviathan that's going to devour everything eventually, they're going to go the way of the dodo. I'm very sad to say.
Hey, James.
Now, do you still think these companies will continue as like a online book distributor? Like you can order it through them, but that's about it.
No. I think they're
No.
going to completely shut down.
And eventually, which side is going to eat the other, Apple or Amazon?
Well-
I think there will be a decrease in at least the availability of the big ones. A couple of them may completely shut down forever. Some of them may figure out a digital online thing. I don't know. Some of them may just decrease the number of stores that they have, because like there's lots of various different retail stores that are shutting locations all over the country. I found out one of the Walmarts in Kansas City. Now, granted, it's like the neighborhood grocer or what are the neighborhood grocery store deal that Walmart has. That's the one that's shutting down. But it's weird because I've never heard of a Walmart shutting down. And the location that one is in should be in prime location to sell stuff. So I don't know, maybe it's just competing with too many local grocery
Maybe.
stores.
About 5 years ago, we actually had a Walmart in this area shut down, which surprised me.
Well,
I don't.
The ambiance of the crow's mic makes it sound like he's reporting from the Wrangler News chopper overseeing of tonight's Wing It.
I am technically overseas. I am overseas my mind. You know?
Thinking you are there, that sort of thing.
I'm here, but I'm not. You know?
Everybody's got to be somewhere.
Not necessarily. I don't have to be real. According to Erwin the author, I don't have to be real to do the things I need to do.
Yep, and we should all take anything he says very seriously. Hey, here's a thought. Decentralization seems to be more and more likely. Do you think we might start seeing smaller bookstores, still brick and mortar, but in a regional sense? Like you go in, you're going to find books from a different set of authors in this region than if you go to that region, because authors live in that area. There's more and more independent authors. And I wonder if that'll be a thing. Like the closer you get to where one author lives, you'll see more of their stuff on the shelves.
Unfortunately, I think it's going to be small mom and pop shops going off of the mainstream publishers with some independent creators mixed in and a huge selection of used, popular, known books.
Yeah.
It'd
Pretty
be
much.
great if
That
we
sounds
had
like the selection you see at a big box store.
It'd be great if we had a brick and mortar store for indie creators, especially brand new indie creators. The problem is the cost for that mom and pop shop to buy enough copies of these new material to sell them compared to what the mainstream is. That's the sad truth of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you guys mentioned that because this is my crazy ass dream in the future if I get enough money to do it. Me and my best friend want to open up basically like our own like amazing epic comic book
I'm with
store, right?
Crate.
And you know for a fact that the minute that does become a reality, you guys are gonna be featured prominently in like the selection. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna have IronAge books from you guys, independent books from you guys, and hopefully DC and Marvel will be sold dirt cheap. That way, real people can start making real comic books again.
DC and Marvel are fading off the shelves, bro.
Yeah, but I would like to kind of brings us back to it fading off the shelves. I would like to see physical locations where they start, you know, where indie comics could be made available. I don't know if that's plausible or not, but that sounds like could be a really cool thing to see happen.
Yeah, no, but I
Because
agree with Crate. Used bookstores are usually probably your best place to go.
yes, and it sets my mind on a place in Niantic, Connecticut called the Book Barn, and it's pretty much it is a mom and pop place. It's pretty decent size. It's been there for a few generations now, and people go in with their old books, trade them in. They can buy other ones off the shelf, and yeah, it's all pretty much just. I think it was from local swapping that built up the whole collection for the most part. I mean, I'm sure they order shipments of different books. They'll order a book for you if you go in and ask. But I would imagine they're seeing more and more a decrease of that because people are like, I want a book that's hard to find. Let me look it up on the computer. Okay, I'll have it shipped from there. And so when do you go in and browse a shelf anymore?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty smart.
But I don't want our culture to lose that where people used to go into people used to meet and make friends at a bookstore. Hell, at a place I used to go to called the News Rack, and it was just a small little it's magazine shop and comics, and people used to meet, make friends, just hanging out there, going through the comics on the spinning rack, and that's
Shoot,
just that was such a cool part of our culture, and it seems to be disappearing completely.
gaming shops are disappearing. You know, where you go and game and do tabletop with total strangers and just have fun? Those are disappearing.
Well, Majin, that's a double-edged sword because the first time I ever went to do, I ended up with a party, a dad and his two kids and a fat autistic dude that never bathed.
Uh oh.
Um, it
Audience
was
is
not.
saying the stream went down.
Yeah, some people are saying it's frozen.
No, I'm still
James
seeing
asked if
it.
it went down.
I'm seeing you
Guilty's still
guys.
seeing it, but it froze for Kikomon too, and he had to refresh.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it,
still seeing it.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Yep.
you guys.
Okay.
So
So yeah,
Kikomon seems to have the answer. If it's freezing up, refresh. Unfortunately, if it's frozen, you don't hear me saying this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's playing for me.
I'm sorry.
well,
What were you saying, Stormcrow?
I said that that's a double-edged sword with that Manji saying because the first time I did that, right, went to a game store, met up with random people, right. I didn't play again with that party because it was really awkward. Like two kids, a dad, and an autistic dude that never bathed. That was my party.
Sounds
It
like a
was
wild time.
it was really uncomfortable. Um,
But James brings up a pretty good point here. He says, hopefully, in a few years, the indie scene, Comicsgate, Iron Age, will have congealed into some small publishers so individual creators don't have to learn all the ins and outs all over again. In fact, he made a video addressing this a bit the other day. Like he was talking about, can you still consider Eric July an indie creator? I mean, in spirit, absolutely, but he's becoming his own publishing company. And I agree with that's an awesome thing, and hopefully more and more of us will be doing that. But
Well,
as these companies start to form, a
he's
lot
still
of us
doing it.
indies will probably start going to them like authors used to go to the traditional publishing houses. I would think. I do see that as a potential pattern.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but it's funny you say that because nothing's solid now, but in the future, me and Mr. Mindflayer are thinking of maybe doing something like that. You know, where basically opening up our own little publishing company.
Yeah. Andrew Campbell, you're probably right. It's probably they're gonna just end up like licensing out their characters for merch, and that's about it. Because I don't know what else they can do if they don't make some drastic changes in their writing department and just the way they run things. Probably.
No, sir. What they need to do is get the guillotine out and liquidate a little bit of dead weight. That's the only way I see these companies being saved at this point. But we're not going to get that, are we?
Yeah. Well, that would be part of a restructuring process, which seems
Yeah,
to be sorely needed.
it's probably going to collapse into something where they're going to have to let people go. I would still consider him an independent creator, even though he's becoming his own publisher. But I think is he publishing them himself, or is he actually sending it off and having somebody else do the printing, and then he's just handling the shipping?
I don't know if he owns the press or if he's farming out the press work, but I mean, he's
I
pretty
think
much
he's
running
farming
around.
out.
But I mean, that doesn't mean he's not publishing himself just because he farmed it. Like when I worked for the newspaper, the New London Day, we had a printing press in the building. After a while, it became, I guess, it became impractical for them to continue running that press. And holy crap, I was humbled when I walked in and saw the size of this thing for making newspapers. I didn't realize how big they were. When I saw somebody get squished in a printing press in a James Bond movie, I thought it was exaggerated how big these things were. No, they are that big. But they eventually ended up farming it out to a print company. They would ship off all their files for the articles and everything. The print company would print a bunch of copies, truck it down to us, and then we'd go distribute it. It was still our newspaper. We just farmed out the printing. We were.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised looking at the quality of Ripper's comics compared to that of Anvil. Be shocked if it's not the same publishing company or printing company.
Because they got that similar paper that is good.
Yeah, they got the similar paper and texture. Not to mention the binding looks identical.
Time for Kiko Man to spend some time with his wife, Kikona. Ta-ta. Have a great night, Kiko Man. It was good to see you in here.
Hold on. The Emperor has an Empress?
Yes, his wife. He talks about her all the time.
Yeah, she's the one who backed up my Panda Express the other day.
Lord Kikoman, I beg your forgiveness. I had no idea you were blessed with a wife.
Well,
I will flay myself immediately at the moment, sir. Just give me a minute.
Well, while you're prostrating yourself before him, could you move a little closer to the mic?
I have you in the car. I'm driving currently.
Oh. From the mobile newsroom. No, give us a traffic report. No, don't really. Just pay attention to the road, please. Get home in one piece.
I saw a crackhead at the moment. I also saw a drug deal happen at the same moment as well.
By the way, while you're there, can you pick me something up? It's a gift for Trippy.
Where are you at? Where the fuck are you at?
Preferably the leaf, not the white stuff.
Right.
Keep off the grass. Keep off the grass, man.
Now let's yeah, we won't give. We'll make sure we stick to the leaf, but let's change it up for him. Let's get him a little salvia.
Oh.
What's that?
It's actually a relative of the. It's part of the mint family. It's kind of a relative of catnip. But
okay.
when smoked, it gives you hallucinations like you're on mushrooms. I guess it's really intense for like 10 to 15 minutes, and then it's just over. I don't know. I have not tried it myself. But
we need Trippy Soul. We need Trippy Soul.
Trippy's probably already done that left, right, and center. He's like, oh yeah, that's for amateurs.
I have a question for writers.
Yeah.
Since I don't know if Crate's still listening or not. So right now the story is going through. We're almost done editing. We're about 2/3 of the way done. But what format does it need to be in so that it could go into a story form?
What do you mean by what
You need
format?
to look up what size you want the book and stuff, and you gotta look up the publishing for it. You gotta have a certain font size in a
Yeah,
range.
my copy editor handled all that for me. She copy edited and then did the format and
I'm not sure yet, James. I just getting it ready for beta reading, but I have no idea the next steps. What is the next step?
The next step is letting me read it and letting
yeah,
me add some very important details like the size of the character's breast and their biceps and their skin color. Definitely something diversity approved. All right, that's the important step you gotta do, Manji Chan. Okay.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Does somebody have a horse clopping in the background?
That's Stormcrow. He's coming home from work.
No, that's the blades at the chopper.
Oh.
I'm coming home from work and school, actually.
On a horse.
Yeah, you know what? Why not? I have a horse.
No, he's driving a car, but he's using his knee to control the wheel while he's clipping coconuts together like Monty Python.
Oh God!
You know
what a visual!
You're not exactly far off from the truth. That's exactly how my mom drove all the time when I was a baby. She would just put her fucking knee on the steering wheel, and while she was like smoking a cigarette and talking on the phone, it was amazing. That woman can multitask. You know what I'm saying?
Frequency Studios does not condone this form of child rearing, by the way.
I don't confirm that way of driving. What are you talking about?
Boy, shut up. Don't you dare disrespect Mama Crow. Okay?
Well, okay, so James Gray, I have no idea. Like I said, I didn't even think I'd write a book. It was an accident. It really was. It was supposed to be a short story that wasn't so short at the end.
Yeah.
Just remember, your story's longer than my immortal.
Now, James says formatting is super easy and it's a crime that people charge for it. And he actually did an entire video on that subject earlier today. I recommend going and checking it out. Yes,
I haven't been on YouTube.
About editors. I'm one of those guys who says always use an editor. He had a very different opinion and very well explained reasons for how he comes to this determination. For me, if I got the cash, I'm going to use an editor because I know I'm an idiot with punctuation. James, you did mention in one of your developmental edit would be awesome, but it's very expensive. But with the copy edit and the formatting, I'm an idiot with computers. We all know this. It's amazing I'm this far onto the YouTube doing this much. And I couldn't even figure out how to do simple things. And she did it for me. And she was fairly cheap too. And I went through, I looked through, read through after she was done, found a few things she overlooked. She went through it again, corrected that, and the way she did the layout, I was very happy with it. And still, I am utterly clueless on how to do something like that myself. It might be very simple, but I just don't have that information. And I knew somebody else who's been experienced will do it right, and I didn't want to screw around putting my first book out there and then making a dumb format mistake. Oh yeah, that's right. He did not comment on the formatting, but she did both the copy edit and the format in one thing.
Wrangler, just ask, how much does this lady charge for her services?
I think it was like around $100.
And how big was your book again?
It's like
let's say
257 pages, I think.
Okay, I think mine's going to come out to be about 160 to 180 pages, depending on the size font.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm asking because let's say I do the Martin, I make a soft cover paperback 500 pages book, how much would that be for the cost? Because
I
I see
don't
that's
know
what
off the
it's
top of
looking
my
like to
head.
be.
I,
That because sorry.
yeah, it's 257 pages is my book length.
Okay. And editors, again, I'm being stupid right now, but bear with me. Editors, what exactly do they do?
Just as in their
Well, it
name, they
depends.
edit.
Are you doing the developmental edit or are they doing the copy edit?
I have no
Developmental
idea
edit
what those
is they're
means.
going through, they're looking at the story, they're helping you find hey things like hey this character and that character seem to have the same character voice. You got to find a way to distinguish them. I noticed a plot hole over here, and a copy editor just goes through and double checks to make sure I's are dotted, T's are properly crossed. Make sure you don't have those extra commas that I know I have a tendency to throw a whole shitload of commas down where they don't belong. So I'm an
I hired
idiot with that
Gino to
stuff.
go through and look for the grammar stuff
Yeah.
for me.
Stormcrawl and like the story and plot and stuff, just get beta readers.
Mm. All right. All right.
Yeah, no, that's the next phase. I was just curious if it has to be in a different format because right now it's on a website.
But once you're ready for the beta readers, the next step, I guess, is to wait for the feedback and see if
Yeah, but
you
is it?
can't know what to do next until you hear
No,
from them.
Maji, you're gonna have to format it for the
Yeah,
book
that's
and
what
what
I mean.
size
Is
you
it
want the
better
book
to
to
put
be.
it into a PDF or what? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. I don't even know what PDF stands for, but over on Rumble, Lieutenant Bob says technically I'm doing both.
Yeah, I can't do it without Bob.
Yeah, Bob's an asshole, but I love him, so it's okay.
But at the same time, I got to marvel at all the technology we got available to do this. I mean, think about it. Before word processors, it was a typewriter and sheets of paper and lots of whiteout. Before whiteout, it was, oh crap, I screwed up the sheet, crumple it up, toss it, start over again.
Oh my
And so,
gosh,
I mean, they must have
I
written
would
everything by
cry
hand.
if I had to do a
Yeah,
typewriter
they
of
must have
this.
written everything by hand and then gone over it that way
Hey,
before they
Bernard.
started typing to make sure they made as few mistakes as possible. And then before the typewriter,
Press blocks.
I mean, could you imagine trying to circulate a book before the typewriter, trying to write and circulate your own book?
Oh yeah, well the like the newspaper press blocks, those things trying to set those up is insane. But at least once you get a row set up correctly, then you're good. But if you mess it up, then you have to refix it, and that may cause issues depending upon which machine you're using.
And think of the original printing press where you had to go and like put all the
Yeah.
letters in there and then stamp it. Just the amazing the amazing advantages technology has given us. I I mean, I don't know if I would have gotten any of this done without it. I
Oh,
probably wouldn't have
dude,
bothered trying, to be honest. I hate to say it.
I'm pretty
You
sure
know,
Bob has made my spelling and grammatical errors a drinking game because he's watched me retype the same like sentence 2 or 3 times trying to get it right, and he's like, "Oh my gosh."
you know, it's funny.
Good evening, A.S.
I,
Bernard.
Hey, Bernard.
hey, Bernard. You know, it's funny. I'm a weird fuck. I actually have a typewriter back in my home, and I use it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was a gift from my grandmother, and
You're
I
one of the younger people who still understands the significance of the corn on the cob joke in Looney Tunes.
yes, sir, I do. Listen, I may be a disgusting, horrible, evil troll, but I am cultured. Okay, I'm a psychopath with taste.
At this point, I think the media is trolling as well because I don't know if you guys saw their take on Keanu Reeves
Oh
recently.
yeah, yeah, I did.
Good
They're
grief.
fucking stupid. They're fucking stupid as always.
Yeah,
Was
Lizzo and all these other ones that are like really largely oversized, they're not fat, they're not chubby, they're beautifully curvy or whatever. And
Oh
Oh, I
God.
wish we had Otter on here right now so we could have him do Cartman. I'm not fat. I'm big boned.
God, you know
Well-
what, Wrangler? You remember that fat bitch that could feed an entire Ethiopian village video you showed us that had Jabba the Hutt voice on it?
Yeah.
That chick made a video on Twitter. It's like, girls, watch out because men are fucking hunting me down. Yes, sir. I'm like, oh God.
Do you know
Oh,
what I would love to see from that chick?
what? Die? I
Bro,
want to see
this
her
is
die.
no. This is probably a long shot. But what I would really like to see her do is disappear completely from the public eye for about a year, and in that time, uh, talk to her doctor, talk to her nutritionist, get a personal trainer, find a schedule that works for her, and like maybe a year, maybe few months past a year, all of a sudden one day I turn on YouTube and I would like to see, remember this, and it's that Jabba the Hutt video, and then the screen has a shatter effect, and that chick starts walking toward the camera, looking in there with a big smile, saying, "I'm back," and she's drop dead gorgeous. That would be freaking awesome. Do you know how many people that would inspire? After seeing this, she's been a joke all over the internet. Now she'll be the talk of the internet in a good way. And that would probably encourage a lot of other people to get healthy. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Wrangler, I love your enthusiasm, but again, I'm smelling that Gene Roddenberry hope for the future bullshit. That
I'm a
is
Trekkie.
gonna
What do you
co-
expect?
and that's why you fail. Because you're
Now
expecting
you
way
sound
too
like
much from
Seven of
this
Nine
generation.
before she learned that the Borg ain't all that.
No, I'm more of a fucking DS9 in the pale moonlight, the best episode of Star Trek, sir. Because that nails humanity down to the T. And is
Well,
also
at
nailing
least you know what you're talking about. You've Billy Bob. You got the right episode there.
in the pale moonlight, it showed humanity for what we really are, and that's the reason why we won the Jem'Hadar War. Okay, it wasn't because of hope and peace and all that good next generation Picard bullshit. It was because we're willing to kill and cheat and lie, just like my man Garrett, the best Star Trek character too.
You know what? Oddly, you and I agree. Plain and simple, Garrett is like my favorite character from DS9.
Hell yeah, and he like denies everything Gene Roddenberry believes in, which is it makes him even better in my book. Which also
It's odd.
means,
I think we like him for different reasons.
well, I like him for the fact that he like murdered a politician that started a war and helped humanity win the war.
Over on Rumble, Lieutenant Bob said, "No, she would be hated the same way Adele was when she lost her weight." Yeah, that
Yeah.
was kind of weird,
Yeah.
but that was just like a
Uh-huh.
few people being really loud. Not really many people were saying that. I think most people were actually happy with it. They were just getting drowned out by a few psychopaths. And I think Rebel
Exactly.
Wilson caught some of that same weird backlash when she got healthy.
But Keanu Reeves got blasted because I guess he was on a boat with his family or something, and a bunch
Yeah.
of pictures were taken. And he's a little fat and pudgy, and it's like,
Oh, so
how,
he's-
he needs to lose
he's not
weight,
filming
this,
right
that,
now.
and the other thing. Yeah. But it was like it's like the media is like yelling and screaming at him about the fact that he's fat and pudgy, and it's like, but
What the fuck am I hearing?
I'm not
Stormcrow?
sure.
Well, he has jumped off of
Yeah, it
the
was fucking
weekly
Stormcrow.
winged helicopter to the weekly winged submarine. Yes,
Doing
the
that
weekly winged
Tom
submarine.
Cruise Mission Impossible stunt dive to the ground.
Doo-doo-doo.
I got
Stormcrow.
don't tempt me, man. You have no idea. Like people say, like they have no idea whenever I show up behind their backs. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell are you doing here? Like, I can be in
You
good
just
assassin if I wanted
Batman
to.
your way in.
yeah,
No,
happens
man.
to me a lot as well.
I 47 my way into their lives, which is even better. If you know Hitman from Agent 47, of course. Wait, what am I saying?
I'm aware of the games, but I'm not familiar with the lore of it. I think I played it. What was that on Nintendo? Was that on the NES, Hitman? Or am I thinking of
What?
Duke Nukem?
Jesus Christ, you're old. No.
No, you just now noticing that? Get off my lawn, you young whippersnapper. It's called the Iron Age for a reason. Because I'm an old fart. So is Herman. It was named after him, me, and Herman.
This doesn't make any sense. Maji, are you old? Billy, are you old?
What?
Actually, I'm about the same age as Royce.
Ew.
What?
That's
You're a whippersnapper, dude.
oh god.
That's not a bad thing. All right, enjoy your youth while you got it because it goes quicker than you realize.
That's what she said.
It is problematic, James. The problem is there isn't. The younger generation is kind of low on numbers.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's
I don't know.
That's why it's
I don't-
good that people like Stormcrow are taking
Well,
an interest
that
in being
and the ones
creative.
that are in the younger generation are so caught up in that I don't want to say hipster, but where they want to go back to the older stuff.
Hey,
the whole
Retro.
retro movement.
First off, Manji, let me tell you something. I am very offended that you think I'm a hipster.
I said not hipster, retro.
What would a Stormcrow hipster look like?
I would look like a 1950s dapper dude. Okay? I would have the slick back hair with the nice dress and the mafia clothing, right? And
Pinstripe suit.
yeah, you know what? Like exactly. I'm not gonna be these fucking no. I want to have style. These guys don't have any kind of fucking style. You know what I'm saying?
I have style. It's called flannel and jeans.
Yeah, that's the old man style. You're gross. You're a gross old man.
Gen X, rock on.
I think we got someone else to watch the My Immortal readout.
Yay! I mean, oh
What
no.
poor soul did you sucker in?
Classified information, presumably.
Also, check the private chat.
I have to ask this very. Are you guys gonna do a reading of the My Immortal sequel that we wrote on the Gildan?
Go for it, readout.
I don't know.
Go for
You
what?
guys
Go
bring-
for broke?
You guys
Do,
trained your
do you
brains?
really want to
Wrong
put Otter
private
to
chat
reading another
readout.
thing of that? Although I don't know that we're doing as well with that My Immortal 2 joke as we thought, because as much as we're misspelling and getting things just completely random and stuff, it looks pretty good. But the problem is, if you read the actual My Immortal, it's incoherent. And even though we're just all slapping shit on the end as a joke, we're accidentally forming a discernible plot, which means we failed.
Well, first off, what the hell kind of plot did you guys run from when I wrote my section of My Immortal? Like, I started off with her giving birth in the middle of the fucking student hall, fucking Draco biting into her. And
What plot? There's
Have
no
a great
plot.
night, James.
There is only do. There is only suffering.
I canceled out that birth by having it be a tapeworm.
And that was somehow better.
It reminded me of the episode of House with the girl that had SEPA, so she couldn't feel pain, and the tapeworm grew huge inside her bowels, and no one had any idea what was wrong with her because her stomach should hurt, but she doesn't feel it.
I know the episode. I don't know. The story's funny. We're just waiting on JP to put in his.
Here's the problem.
Oh, now I see what you're talking about, Billy.
The whole
Sorry.
thing was written as a joke, but once again, it goes back to that everybody in the group, but two of us are real writers, and we can't stand not having something to go with.
Yeah.
So no matter how hard we try, the spelling, the pronunciations, the grammar, the forgetting words, the point is we are still creators and we can't leave a half-ass job.
We
I
talked about
can.
me and Otter nailed it out of the park with the fucking misspelling and shit.
Yeah. Over on
pretty
Rumble,
darn
Lieutenant
on.
Bob says there was it. There is not plot line. There is only Zool.
That's a good.
Actually,
good
that would
scripture.
fit in there so perfectly.
All right, somebody's using Zool here in the next chapter.
I'm the gatekeeper who looked for the keymaster. Or no, he's the keymaster looking for the gatekeeper. Whatever.
Something like that. It's been a while. I got to refresh my viewing.
Yeah, Herman, you really got me thinking about audiobooks from what you were talking about last time you were on.
Yeah. I mean, it's up. What were you thinking about? Like
Oh,
outside of making your own?
Well, that's it. I really wasn't giving audiobooks much thought, but what you said last time you're on kind of slowly sank in. And then yesterday, I walk into a room where a TV's on and a commercial comes on for make your book an audiobook. And I'm like, a lot of people are going for that rather than sit and read. Maybe I should make that conversion.
Well, if
Do
you're
it.
gonna do it
Do
right.
it. Do it.
I should probably wait till after I
Yeah.
finish the second and then have the same person do both books.
I have to ask actually, if you had a voice actor, right, to do your audiobook, who would you get to do it?
I think I said last week, my preference would be first, I know it's not plausible, but first William Shatner, second choice Rachel Weisz.
I don't know who Rachel Weisz is.
She was I think Evie in The Mummy,
Yep.
and I think she voiced a dragon in one movie.
In the Black Widow movie, she was the mother assassin.
Shame, readout.
That's right.
Shame.
Okay. For my money, I would need to get two because I want one to do the male voice acting and the female voice acting.
Well, the
I
thing
want
is,
Fran Drescher and
And the
Bobcat
male one,
Goldthwait.
definitely, I would.
I
Okay.
think we lost him.
And for the female voice acting, I would definitely get the voice of Revy from Blood Lagoon. That woman. I need that woman to cuss and swear and do all the swearing I put in my books. And the beauty of her voice saying, "I have two brothers, but somehow they both ended up with cunts." I need that. I need that in my life. Maji, if you had a voice actor to do an audiobook for your book, who would you get?
Mueller.
Mueller. Really?
Yeah, from
You mean
YouTube.
David Duchovny?
Yeah, no, well, I don't know his real name. I just know his YouTube name is Mueller.
Oh, Mahler?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said Mueller, like Mulder and Scully.
No. No, from Friday Night Tights, or actually, he shows up more on Comic Book Tuesdays.
Oh,
Z.
oh my God! No, you know what? You know who would have been perfect to do My Immortal as an audiobook?
Patrick Stewart.
No,
Engage.
no. Chris
I
Chan
think.
to do My Immortal.
Oh yeah, by the way, Guilty asked who did he want as the male VA? You cut out when you said the name. What was the name?
Oh, for the male VAs, Vic Mignogna.
Who?
Vic
Mignogna.
Mignogna.
Dragon Ball Z and a bunch of other anime characters.
Okay,
He's a Funimation actor.
gotcha.
He got canceled by
Funimation
all the
actor.
dipshit, rest of the dipshit English dub Dragon Ball Z people.
But he's doing fine now. He actually got hired for another company, and they're doing way more stuff. He's actually doing an audiobook for an independent author around the IronAge, actually, and he's really good. He's still really good, even when he's fired. So yeah, I I admire the man, and if I had the money and somehow the luck, I would definitely beg him to voice my characters. It would be an immense honor on my part.
One of my characters, there's only one guy I could think of that would be the right voice for him, and he's unfortunately no longer with us. The actor named Rip Torn.
Rip Torn, Rip
Men in Black. He
Torn.
was Zed in Men in Black. Or he was the general in Down Periscope. You guys ever see Down Periscope? That movie was freaking hilarious.
I don't think so. But I know who you're talking about.
Stupidly hilarious.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I know
Kelsey
who he
Grammer
is.
as a submarine captain. It was great.
No. You know where I know him from? Where I remember him from? Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that Stormcrow before you fucking mentioned it as well. He plays the father in that movie. Have none of y'all
Honest
watched
God.
Freddy Got Fingered?
Shame.
Believe it or not, I have not.
Why would I want to talk about that movie?
Dude, no. The movie is fucking perfect because it's basically a dumbass Hollywood giving a dude millions of fucking dollars to make a movie, and he's just from like MTV and shit and skits like that.
It's
So he
one
just
big
tried to
shit
make a
post.
movie of nothing.
Yeah, Larry Sanders' show was a Seinfeld of talk TV.
Huh.
Stormcrow, could you mute if you're not talking, if you got all that background noise going?
I'm trying to talk, and the ending of that movie is quite possibly my favorite ending of all time.
Which
But
movie?
Freddy Got Fingered.
Okay.
The ending is
That's a better ending than if you
Graham!
man. Come on.
The fucking kid in that movie,
You
just
gotta-
every scene he's in, he's getting beat up, losing a tooth, getting an arm chopped off, and then finally ends with him fucking getting ran into by the fucking plane propeller.
sucked into a jet engine. Yeah.
Oh, you went the Syndrome way, huh?
I'm not... yeah, kind
Okay.
of.
Everybody, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Ram!
Yay!
And over on the Rumble side, Lieutenant Bob said, Down Periscope, one of the best movies. I've seen it. I think he's now talking about Freddy Got Fingered, I'm guessing. I've seen it. It's a stupid movie. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
Yes, but it's a stupid
Lieutenant
movie
Bob,
because they
a.k.a.
gave him millions
Gino.
of dollars.
Lieutenant Bob, a.k.a. Gino. Is that what you're referring to, Freddy Got Fingered?
Literally, the whole joke in the movie is that he got a fucking a ginormous check for nothing.
Well, there's also the hospital scene and the mental ward for all the molested children watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was hilarious.
That does exist, and it's one of the most awkward, hilarious, uncomfortable, disturbing, poignant scenes ever put to film.
And Lieutenant
listen,
Bob is confirmed.
Listen, man, I was acting like a goddamn maniac when I saw that scene for the first time. I was like, okay, I'm never going to see this anywhere else, so I might as well laugh. You know?
To his credit, when the movie was awarded the Golden Razzie for worst movie, Tom Green, he accepted the award at a full ceremony and everything, and he said it's what we set out to achieve.
Legitimately, that's what he set out to achieve. He didn't even try. He just said, fuck it. You gave me millions of dollars.
We
You
wanted to make the
fucking
worst
idiots.
movie ever, and I think we accomplished that.
Yeah, well, that
It's
was
something
the whole
like
point.
that.
And Lieutenant Bob has just added, it's right up there with Dude, Where's My Car?
Actually, you know what? That's a very interesting question. And you guys have said, what is the absolute worst movie you guys have ever seen in your life?
I don't know. Tipsy Soul. What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
That's a good question to ask him.
Man, I just got here. That's a loaded question.
I mean, hi,
I
how are
just
you?
sat down. I just sat down.
Hey,
Holy
well,
crap.
Yeah,
That's what
go
you
ahead, go
get
ahead,
for
get
being
real
a
settled in.
poet.
I'll be right back.
Hold on. I'm trying to think. The worst movie. Oh crap. I've seen a lot of bad movies.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Batman Forever.
There it is.
No.
No, dude,
No,
where's
no,
my
no,
car?
no, no,
Is
no,
way
no.
Dude, okay, what was the
No.
movie with Ellen Page? It was a remake of an original one. So it came out in 2010 or some shit like that. Where they stop their hearts and shit and die.
Heartstoppers, right?
Yeah, the remake one with Ellen Page. That's the shittiest movie I can think of right now.
I didn't see that. But I never seen the original with Kiefer Sutherland and the whole gang. You know.
I have. It's pretty good. I think it's good.
Oh my gosh, Stormcrow.
You
I'm
know-
sorry, but can you mute your mic when you're not talking?
Yes, please.
All right. They're all so fucking whiny about it. Give me a minute.
Thank
Not-
you.
Not movie, but TV series. Let's see. I think would have to be the
Flatliners is the movie. That's
Flatliners, yeah.
Rings
Yes,
of Power.
yes, Flatliners.
Does that count as a movie?
It's not a movie. I'm sorry.
You know
No,
what?
I
Since he
said
brought
the-
up TV shows, what
But
show
we
that
can-
killed me was Sons of
we can-
Anarchy season 2. I watched that piece of shit season and couldn't finish the entire series because of it. It was that bad.
I couldn't think
I don't
of a
remember.
worst movie, but I could think of a worst show because I saw like the last 2 episodes of that I think twice, and I still don't remember what even happened in the episodes. It's like I just slept through them or something.
That's the problem with trying to identify the worst movie. The ones we really liked pop to memory. Ones we didn't care for, we're going to tend to forget about. And unless it straight up pissed you off. You know?
Yeah, if it was traumatizing, it's weird. For some reason, trauma holds good memories. Either your memory is going to hold something really good in your life or something really, really bad. And your brain likes to hold on to things that are really, really bad in an attempt to learn from the lesson. Don't do that again. The other bad movie I saw was The Happening with Mark Wahlberg, which I call The Crappening. Very bad movie.
But here's the thing about things like The Happening in the Room. I would rather watch those more often than some like dry artsy film at the time because I will be far more entertained.
Just because it's sheer shit and you can make fun of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Trippy.
it's tipsy.
I know the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
What's
I know what it is.
Hillary Clinton naked.
No.
I don't think we're discussing horror.
No, Pico is the greatest enemy
The
of all
horror.
time.
Is that getting worked into My Immortal too?
Don't give anybody ideas.
You just gave me a couple of ideas.
Too late. Too late. Too late.
Maji, be prepared to cancel out.
Abandoned ship.
Wait,
my
am
gosh,
I the
my
cancel culture person of the group? What the hell?
No, but you must counter anything Stormcrow throws into Immortal 2. It is law.
It is law.
It is the king's law, and I am the king.
So it is written, so it is done.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, I think you killed
Well, if you're
Gearhead.
waiting for George R.R. Martin to write it, then it will not be done.
exactly. That's why I have to do it myself. Anyway, Trippy, I know the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. Oh, he's gone? Oh, wait, no, he's still here.
I'm here. Well, what's the worst
Okay.
thing I've ever seen?
Boku no Pico, the greatest anime of all time that you do not appreciate.
Oh, do not bring that up in public.
I'm a little like worried that you even know this thing exists. How do you know this thing exists?
Dude, when you've lived on the internet since the age of 12, okay, you've seen
sorry.
things.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I have seen things. You
Well, I've been on the
people
internet
wouldn't
since it came
believe.
around. I've had to see
I
things like
have
Two
a
Girls,
feeling
One Cup.
Stormcrow is the product of why we're trying not to bring this kind of stuff into kids' lives.
Stormcrow is just
Okay,
Stormcrow.
Ram. Okay, that's not even the worst. That's just straight garbage.
Oh,
Yes.
wait,
Oh
no.
my gosh, Dragon Ball Evolution. That so
Kill
dumb.
it with
you
fire.
know?
Guys,
Burn it.
guys. Way better, more important question. Which is worse, Dragon Ball Evolution or The Last Airbender? Go.
I rather
Oh,
watch
shit.
the
Dragon Ball
last.
Evolution.
Evolution's
I rather watch the Last
Uh,
Airbender than watch the freaking Indiana Jones movie again.
I think
Yeah,
I'd
but
rather
you
just
wouldn't want to watch
off
Dragon Ball
myself.
Evolution over fucking the new Indiana Jones. I'll tell you that
I
right
actually
now.
haven't seen Evolution, so
Dude, it's
Evolution, as in with
pretty
David
fucking
Duchovny.
No, as Evolution as in pure crap.
Hollywood
I
does
think it was
Dragon Ball.
it's not. It wasn't. I thought it was Paul Aarons, or the guy that did Jesse from Breaking Bad, but that's not Jesse from Breaking
No,
Bad.
no, no,
I
no.
forget who it is.
It's
okay.
He
At
did that
least
show.
it doesn't. At least it doesn't suck the soul out like the new Teenage Mutant
Maji.
Ninja Turtles.
Dragon Ball Evolution was so fucking bad that Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, came back and done 2 fucking more movies, animated ones.
Yeah, no, it was bad. I remember watching it. Oh, I felt like my soul like left my body while I was watching this thing. Like, why was I putting myself through this torture?
You know what, guys? This is a very important question. Then there are 2 movie adaptations of anime that I love that I never want to see happen, but probably will. Michael Bay's Neon Genesis Evangelion is probably the one I fear the most happening.
Yeah, but on the grand scale destruction, Michael Bay can pull that off.
Yeah, but is he gonna pull off? Is he gonna pull off the hospital scene, the most important scene?
Shut up! No, shut up! You got a weird mind, dude. You got to stop that shit. Oh my gosh, stop it! No, Stormcrow, no.
He's gonna get fucking what's her face?
No, he wouldn't, because that's not allowed in fucking TV on movies.
All right, that's one adaptation I don't want to see. The other one is Naruto being adapted by the director of Ninja Turtles.
I'm gonna be blunt. I don't
You
want to
mean
see
Michael Bay?
anything from Naruto. Period.
I
I just can't stand that franchise. I'm sorry. I know it's weird to say I don't stand a franchise if I hardly watched it, but yeah, everything's just I can't stand about that.
Well, sometimes you can
Yeah,
just
no,
tell it's not
I
gonna
bowed
land
out
with
early
you.
too.
Read out. I've barely watched Naruto, so I have no clue what it's about. To be honest,
I grew up with it, and I have no shame or shame for doing
Dignity,
it. So.
dignity.
listen. I
Your
just
dignity's
remember
gone.
everyone shitting on what was it, Boruto, the fucking
Oh yeah,
after it.
yeah. Go ahead. I don't care about that. And then Naruto ended. I moved on, and
But then
there's
if you read out, you do watch The Legend of Korra.
Well, it was shorter than Naruto, so yes.
But guys, this is an important question. And those are 2 of the adaptations I don't want to see happen. What are some adaptations you guys don't want to see happen? And who would be directing that adaptation?
Dragon Ball being Ryan Johnson would be some of the worst shit.
Oh, that would be an atomic bomb to the movie industry. Let's not do that.
Well, it's anything to me that will require too much CGI and the physics involved with it. So like something like Mob Psycho, where telekinesis is involved. If you notice, like telekinesis in movies and films, like live action, sucks. They never do it right because they don't they can't have the budget. You're Stormcrow. I'm talking here and you're cutting me off.
Sorry.
Thank you. They don't really get like the speed of the objects, even with stuff like Star Wars. The Force is basically telekinetic, but they don't like launch objects with the speed that you could technically launch objects with. Like the physics and the forces involved with it, you can't capture that on camera as well as you can with animation. So a Mob Psycho animation, great. A live action would not work. it costs too much. They don't know how to transfer the physics involved between animation and live action, and it just looked dumb.
Yeah.
However, I
Yeah.
did enjoy the take on telekinesis I saw in the movie Push. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, that was actually good because it branches off between telekinesis, telepathic, clairvoyancy, like all the psychic kind of powers that are right
And
there.
then those
But
bleeders were something else. Holy crap.
the screaming
Wow.
one, like make your ears bleed
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, their
I haven't
eyes
seen that
kind of
movie
like
forever.
the
I was
pupils
hoping
like
they'd do-
slit while they do it.
I thought it'd be a franchise. I thought that
I did too.
the whole thing had a potential to branch out and do more, but it didn't have the success behind it. Like I liked it.
That's
Chris
too bad
Evans
because
was great.
that was like
I've
ripe
never
for
heard of
building up.
this.
Chris Evans, Dakota Fanning. Who else is in
Oh,
it?
that
There's
was
someone
Chris
else.
Evans? I didn't even
Yeah,
realize
Chris Evans.
that.
Yeah, no, that's Chris Evans before he was Captain America. He's a
Oh.
telekinetic pusher.
Yeah.
It's a
Who
weird.
am I
it's a-
getting the echo from?
The what?
The echo.
Echo. I don't remember that part.
Echo.
Yeah, I was hearing an
Bro.
echo.
It may be.
Oh,
from-
yeah.
Actually, I think it
sorry.
was-
I thought you were talking about the movie.
It's coming from Trippy, actually.
It is. That's why I keep muting myself.
Yeah.
Fucking
Gotcha.
Steam,
Dirty.
Thank you.
SteamYard or updated their stuff here. Now I'll get an echo, so I got to keep muting myself.
Well, you guys ever seen the movie Chronicle?
Yes. Again,
Yes,
that's my point. Yes, it doesn't capture the forces involved. It's not fast enough. You don't feel the physics behind it.
No, but I felt the angst, and that was the important part.
The angst, dude. That fucking director. He's got some issues from what I hear. There was another movie that he was trying to direct, and he just like would not show up to scene to like days. He'd come up to shoot the scene or shoot the movie, and the next day all drunk. Like he's got some bad problems.
Yeah, but not bad enough because I was promised to see the guy tear his dad like a spider in the movie, but he just threw him off the building, and I was not satisfied with that. So there's that.
Yeah, it comes down to budget. You know, they don't have the budget to show this thing in the way it should be shown.
Oh, that was an easy fix. Just be like, as he's floating up in the air, he has his dad hold up, like he does it, but we don't see it. We just see the aftermath. You know what I'm saying? There, budget saved.
Well, I think that's why it was shot in that found footage type style, handy cam, just because it's low budget and you're able to get away with a few tricks here and there. But again, when I saw it, it's like, I love everything about telekinesis, but I hate how it's portrayed in live action.
Yeah, when somebody like lifts an object and hurls it with their telekinesis, it should take off more often than not like a freaking bullet.
Yeah, you won't be able to see the object, but the animators, it feels like the directing wants to be able to see the object in frame.
It can
I
be
don't
done,
care.
but you don't need to have it nice and clear. It can move like a blur.
Blur.
I mean, like
yes.
I think I saw in one of the Marvel movies, like Hulk kicked a car and it went flipping end over end, and it was moving fast, and it just the speed, the impact they portrayed, telekinetically moved objects should be moving like that. They can do it with that big car. Why can't they do it with a small object flying around? Granted, yes, a smaller object's tough to see, but if you have it like, you make sure it can be seen, even if it's kind of blurry, just from it'll work because of the high speed. But you can have it slow enough to convey it where the audience can tell it's there and kind of contemplate the impact. I'm running out of words. I'm stammering now. Sorry, guys.
It's funny. Literally, the only show I've seen that does what you guys are talking about with telekinesis is freaking Elfen Lied. That's probably the cool.
It's not even telekinesis, though.
Right, close enough, dude. You gotta take.
No, not even close enough. Not even dare close enough.
However,
Yes.
let me clarify. When I say taking off like a bullet, that should be like during attacks. I mean, sometimes the telekinesis might be holding something aloft for a few minutes for some purpose, but not everything's going to have to repel and take off like
but
Avatar, the Last Airbender, that animation did the masterclass show of telekinesis, but it put it with the elements. So the material that you're moving showed like how well the final fight between Lord Ozai and Aang when he went into the Avatar state. There's that one part where he takes the whole mass of rock, and you see this giant boulder or this rock like get smaller. He shrinks it down, and it's basically tell you he just made it more dense, and then he shoots off bit by bit of it like. And the impact that you see on the
Like a
ground behind it,
darn Gatling
it's
gun.
ruining fucking a canyon, like these giant pillars of rocks from a little boulder going, a little pebble going through so much speed. Boom, taking
I
out
laughed
a
so
pillar.
hard every time the
Avatar
boulder was
did it
on
right.
screen. I was gonna say something, but now I forgot. Dang it!
Stoner.
Have I'm sober right now. What the hell? Have some dead air instead.
Oh, hi, Pod. Meet Kettle.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
was about to
Stoney's.
say.
I think Trippy's got me a little beat in that department, though.
Yeah, let's say.
Sorry, I understand
Trippy,
physics.
dude. We need to have a talk about perspective.
Oh, I'd love to. Yes, we should, because my perspective on understanding story and looking at things comes from a very
No, I'm talking
physics-based
about the
standard
stoner
energy.
comment.
The what comment?
The stoner comment.
Oh, and then yeah, I know. Wrangler thinks he's
But I
a
like
stoner,
where you
but
were
you guys
going.
aren't going to be. I'm this. We all established I'm the stoner of the group.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
no,
be
but I
that
liked
shit.
where you were going with energy
No,
and physics.
no. Okay, so
what do
let's just have.
Hey, hold on. I want to know what's when it comes to energy and physics. What is your favorite physics system, whether it be mystical or technological, that you've seen in a book or a movie or show? Whatever storytelling medium you prefer.
Firefly. The fact that you didn't hear sound in space, it was weird because a lot of shows, every time, even from Star Wars, there was sound in space. But Firefly, every time you saw a space scene, it was silent because it understood the physics.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And
I
ever
think
since Firefly, I cannot stand hearing bumps and bangs in space scenes in movies.
Yeah, it's weird because there's a balance in the production. Like you want to have. It's weird to have silence in a movie, but I think in a space scene, like if you have like a lot of things going off, and I'm all about less is more.
But Whedon did it right. He had music, soft music playing in the background during a lot of those scenes. And if it was supposed to be like no sound whatsoever, you heard this slight background rumble, kind of like when you cup your ears.
Well, yeah,
Ding, ding.
it'd be the reverberation. Like if you bounce off of something, you're gonna hear that little boom, ting, like from your suit and stuff like that. But
Oh yeah,
you're not
but
gonna
I mean,
hear
it was like
the booms and blasts in space, like laser blasts.
he didn't
Yeah,
have
but-
dead air, but he conveyed the silence of it just the same.
Yeah, but could you imagine sitting through Star Wars and having to listen because they're half of the time they're in space flying
Exactly.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Sitting there and
Exactly.
listening to these guys, listening to dead air.
So you have
Well,
to
how do you get
it's
around that
all about
problem?
the balance.
Have them fight in a nebula.
I think
Guys.
The Expanse did the thing with no sound in space as well. Because I remember one scene like they're in battle and the ship's getting shot up and there's no sound to it.
And Lieutenant Bob over on Rumble is backing you up on that. He said The Expanse has better science than Firefly, but Firefly is a good
Interesting.
choice.
You know,
Andrew
it's
says there's plenty of bumps and echoes in the audio to make up for the lack of it in space.
Yeah, I agree, sadly.
I mean, remember No Country for Old Men? There's barely any sound in that movie. Just put that kind of tone and theme to it in space, and I mean, you guys underestimate the power of silence, honestly.
Sometimes I'll just put on
Not me.
Castaway because you just hear waves and not much talking.
of the dark side.
One movie that. Sorry.
Nerd.
Sorry, Herman.
What were you saying, Najee?
One movie that portrayed that really, really well actually was a kids movie, Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. That one relied mostly on facial expressions and music with a little bit of narration from the horse, but not much.
You are making me feel so damn old. I have not seen that movie since I was like 7, or probably 4.
Ditto.
Well, don't worry. You are now positioned directly between me and
Wait.
Herman, which should make you feel young again.
So that means you're like only
Herman
like
Danger.
10 years old?
What?
You're only like 10 years old?
You wish, boy. No, I'm 24.
So 10 years old?
That movie came out like 20 years ago now, and it doesn't even feel like it.
2000.
It's like that and Brother Bear.
2003.
I haven't watched fucking Brother Bear in a while.
It's
The
been like 20
follow-up
years.
was just, nah. Brother Bear, I thought was kind of cool.
Never seen it because I was a teenager at the time.
But-
I wasn't a kid,
but
so I didn't bother.
But have you seen the sequel to Brother Bear, Baldur's Gate 3?
Oh, no.
Well, no. That'd be the third one. There are only 2, I think.
I don't like where this is going.
I like how Rick Moranis and what was it, Jeff Daniels were the moose, and they were pretty much just riffing off their old characters from SCTV.
Oh shit! Really? They did for Baldur's Gate 3. They were in there.
No. In Brother Bear, they were the
okay.
moose. So they played their. Are you familiar with SCTV?
No.
No, but
It's pretty much like Saturday Night Live, except in Canada, and that's where
Yeah.
John Candy and Rick Moranis and all them launched their careers. Well, Rick Moranis and I think it was Jeff Daniels. They played a couple of drunk guys they talked like the stereotypical Canadians, and we're out.
Oh
looking for
yeah,
a beer,
take off, eh?
Yeah, and
You hoser.
so pretty much they just embodied those old characters they used to play in that skit on that show as the moose in Brother Bear, and it was great.
See, it's Strange Brew.
Speaking of
Strange
Canada,
Brew, the Mackenzie brothers. Ah, yes. What a stupidly great movie.
Oh,
Love Strange Brew.
You know what movies we forgot to bring up for like the worst movies? The Garfield movies.
I have not
Hey.
seen it,
Hold
I've
up.
seen-
Hey,
but I think
I
it's
don't know.
funny that Lorenzo Music voiced Garfield, the cartoon character, and he also voiced Peter Venkman, the cartoon character, while Bill Murray played Peter Venkman, the live-action character, and Garfield, the sort of live-action version. So
Guys,
they share 2 characters.
don't disrespect Garfield, all right? I grew up with that movie. It is the greatest animal live action
the
movie I've
fuck
ever
it
seen.
isn't. No, the fuck it is.
Hey, Garfield was fun, but Heathcliff would kick his ass.
Garfield is an
Okay,
elder
yes.
horror, and I don't want to talk about him because we might summon him.
I love
Oh,
Heathcliff.
I mean, Rita, I can send the movies to you. I got both of them.
I'm
Hold on.
okay.
Hold up. Have any of you ever seen Cats versus Dogs, the movie?
Yes, I've
Yes.
seen both.
No.
Don't.
I've seen both of them.
Is this like for the
both
production
dog
company
shit.
of Baby Geniuses and stuff?
Yes, I think it was. Herman, can you look
G-Force.
it up? I don't know if it was Disney or Nickelodeon or some shit that done Cats versus Dogs.
Probably. But
Yeah, I
No, it wasn't any of those guys, I think. It was somebody
Warner
else.
Look it up then.
Yeah, you
I
look it up.
don't-
Come on. Google it. Information. I was
It's
too old
Warner
at this time. I
Brothers.
was already like, in my late teens, coming to my young adulthood. as well.
That's
These
where
movies came out.
I'm in trouble. There's a 10-year difference between me and my youngest brothers, so even though stuff I shouldn't have watched growing up, I ended up watching because I had a kid brother.
Man, you're an old man.
Okay,
You're
it's
an
not
old
cat. It's not cat versus dogs. It's cat. It's cats and dogs.
Oh,
Cats
sorry,
and
you got
dogs.
that wrong.
I don't remember
Cats
that.
and
That's not
Dogs.
Warner Brothers.
It has
The trailer's in my.
it had Tobey Maguire, Alec Baldwin, Susan Sarandon, John Lovitz, and who made that?
I'm looking it up.
Do you guys remember the Inspector Gadget movie?
Yes, I've
Yeah,
seen
with
both of
Matthew
them.
Broderick.
So guess who was the director?
It was
of
Warner
Cats
Brothers,
And Dogs?
Herman.
Yeah, Warner
Guess
Brothers.
who the director was?
Who?
So you don't know the name. It's Lawrence Gutterman. Guess what else he directed?
What?
One.
Son of the Mask.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, explains it all.
Cats and
Hey,
dogs living together.
You know what movie I haven't watched in a long time? Remember the Bionicle toys?
Yes.
Oh
Oh
wow.
my
Remember
god,
the
yes.
movie
I
that
forgot
came?
about
I think it
those.
only ever had one movie and it came out. I just remember watching that.
I remember that it came out on Cartoon Network, and I was being so pissed off that I had school that day that I missed it.
I actually think I still own that. I have to go dig through my movie collection and see.
I don't own
Nice.
it no more because my grandmother had it, so that thing was lost. I think it was on VHS or whatever. That's gone.
You know, this is correct of me to ask, but do you guys have a guilty pleasure movie? Because I'll say it right now, Cats and Dogs is my guilty pleasure movie. I have no
Twisters.
Yeah, but
Twisters.
Twister is not a bad movie, Maji.
No, but it's still my guilty pleasure. I like to
Thor
put it in.
Ragnarok.
That's not what a guilty pleasure is.
Twister is a lifestyle, okay?
Dusty, man. It's Dusty.
But Maji, a guilty pleasure would be something that's bad, but you still love it and enjoy it.
Like Thor Ragnarok. A lot of
Yeah.
people tell me it's bad. I think it's freaking awesome. That movie
I like
appeals to my
Dante's
senses in every way.
Peak.
Dante Peak.
Also, a lifestyle.
Yeah, Dante's Peak with Pierce Brosnan.
Here's one. Birds of Prey.
Ew.
Ew.
It was
Ew,
horrible,
yeah,
but I
right?
couldn't help
Fuck
but laugh
you.
through the whole
Fuck
thing.
you.
For some
I'm gonna
reason,
say
I was like, I
Disgusting.
just saw it as a parody of the actual Birds of Prey, and it was
Andrew
hilarious.
Campbell's got a good one. Big Trouble in Little China.
But that's not a bad
that's just
movie.
good.
That's
That's
not a
good.
guilty
That's just-
pleasure.
That's
No,
Pulp
that's a
Fiction.
good pleasure.
That's
That's a
just
good
straight up
movie.
fun.
All right, I'd
That's
say
good for
my
me.
guilty pleasure would be the Chronicles of Riddick.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I can go with you on
I
that
like
one.
that. I like that movie.
It's
Okay,
bad, but
this
it's good.
This just popped into my brain out of nowhere. But listen, you gotta follow me on this. Have any of you ever seen the movie Legends of the Guardians? The
Oh,
owl
that
movie.
owl one?
Yeah,
No.
I do. I own
I
it.
haven't.
Blu-ray.
I've
Extended
heard people liked it.
I
That
think I
movie.
saw the trailer for that, but never actually watched it. I just remember the pigeon movie.
A lot of people hated it
Good
because
feathers?
the owl screeches. They
That's-
couldn't stand the owl screech sound.
But do y'all remember the pigeon movie?
Yes, I do. I can't believe.
Valiant?
Yes, Good Feathers from Animaniacs.
Nice reference. Solid reference.
Are you talking about Valiant? Which pigeon movie? There's a couple.
Valiant.
The fucking
probably.
one where they're like doing pigeon training, but then it like switched to like World War II. Fucking
Yeah,
getting
yeah, that's
messages, and the
Valiant.
main
It's based
enemy
on
is
the
a
World War II
goddamn falcon.
messenger pigeons.
The main enemy is a German falcon.
You know,
That's
it
subtle.
is- I cannot believe that you are that I'm not the only one that saw that damn movie. I thought I was literally the only one that ever saw that fucking thing.
No, I
Thank you.
remember.
Tread.
It's-
I don't know. That's not guilty.
You know what? I don't have. I'm not saying that's my guilty pleasure. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a guilty pleasure movie.
I like watching Hoodwinked when
Here's
I'm
the
really.
thing. I would say Crybaby, but I actually genuinely think Crybaby's a good fucking movie.
I got to see it. No, yeah, I heard this is a good movie too.
It's
That's why I said like
genuinely
Chronicles of
one my
Riddick, or some sort of like B movie that nobody likes, but you know it's just fun.
Well, how about this if we want to expand it to TV series? Obviously, no secret, I'm a Trekkie. And if you look at all the pre-2000 Star Trek out there, Voyager was my favorite of the series, even though it was the absolute corniest of them all. I don't know why. The characters made it much more fun for me, and I've had more fun watching Voyager sometimes than TNG, which is weird. TNG is very quotable. What can you quote from Voyager very often? Not a lot. But I just enjoyed the hell out of that one.
I'll pick 3 options. I got Rush Hour. All 3 of the Rush Hours. They're fucking not that great, but I'll watch them all.
So you just count them as a package deal as
I
one.
like them.
I
I'm
love
a
Rush Hour.
Jackie Chan fan, so what can I say?
I love Rush Hour just to
it's
see
like a
Chris
Western
Tucker.
Jackie Chan, so it's not the best Jackie Chan.
Yeah, but it's still him, so I enjoy it.
I
I
just
like
What's that? Shanghai Noon, the Western Jackie
The
Chan.
Rush
No, no,
Hour,
no, no,
but
no.
those
That
are
was
good too.
fuck. I haven't watched that in a while. They had Owen Wilson as he's the second
Yeah.
lead with Jackie
Yeah. Oh,
Chan.
my real name was Wyatt Earp.
honestly,
Oh,
I love Rush Hour just to see, just the idea of Smokey doing kung fu is hilarious to me. That's why I love those movies so much.
I got a kick out of the cab driver in France. I don't like you people. You got a problem with black people? No, not black people. Americans. You're so rude and violent. And then he's like, oh.
oh, Trippy. You know I could do something fucked up to you. I can recommend Marley and Me.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
You
I'm
should follow
already
that
looking.
up with
If you
Old
look
Yeller.
in, so if you look in the Gilded, John A. Douglas just posted a little thing from Twitter from John Tro. That's sad enough. We don't need to be going to Marley and Me.
I had to.
Over on the Rumble side, Lieutenant Bob says Voyager is not terrible. It's just not great either. It's okay.
Yeah.
well compared to
well,
nowadays, it's brilliant.
well.
Yeah,
The
no
problem
kidding.
is that you guys are ignoring DS9, which is
No, DS9,
absolute
in my opinion, even though it was my least favorite of all the Streks, was the
game.
absolute best. The
Yeah.
storytelling, the production, the work they all put into that was probably the best Trek series on there. Oddly
Yeah.
enough, it's the one I'm least into.
Listen, the
Why are
first two
you
seasons
least
of
into it?
DS9 can be a little chug to get through, but once you get up into the fucking Dominion War, DS9's hands down the best.
Yeah.
No fucking
Can
question.
you please explain to me, Wrangler, why it's your least favorite? I have a feeling why, but
Why
just
what?
tell me. Why DS9 is your least favorite?
I think I like them out exploring the area rather than tackling mostly geopolitical topics.
Listen,
It's the subject
I
matter didn't hum with me.
I can understand that. Where
Listen, he says.
want more of
Listen.
the
Let's all
exploration.
listen to Stormcrow because
yeah,
Stormcrow has something to
listen.
say.
Yeah, listen, sir, hamster dude that smokes a bong.
I'm literally walking to it right now.
You see, you better listen to me because I can read your mind. You don't want me to tell with these people what you think, okay? Anyway,
Andrew, go suck a dick.
I love DS9 for the simple fact that the Federation finally gets its image smeared. Like, I fucking hated the idea of, like, oh, we're the Federation. We are the perfect humanity. We have no problems. We solve all problems of the universe. We are the bestest ever. And then DS9 shows up. It's like, no, no, we need to lie and we need to murder and we need to betray other enemy states to make sure we don't get
Well,
wiped out.
Well, that's always involved in Cloak and Dagger storytelling, which when you have political factions kind of beefing, there's going to be a lot of propaganda. There's going to be a lot of that. It
Well,
was
Wrangler,
a
to be
geopolitical
fair on the
thriller.
Federation, hold up. To be fair on the Federation, they were getting fucking curb stomped by the Dominion. This
Yep.
wasn't the fucking Klingons. This wasn't Romulans. This is goddamn Dominion.
A whole other sector of the galaxy saying we're going to square off with everything we got against your turf.
And remember, they were fighting a fucking handicapped Dominion. They weren't even fighting the full fucking potential of the Dominion. And they were getting curb stomped.
Which is why the Imperium of Man is the best future humanity can hope for. Not the Federation. Fuck the Federation.
That'd be
I like
yeah.
the Federation better, although it does have its problems.
I don't care. All praise the Emperor of Mankind.
Why are you always so eager to bow before someone?
Yeah, I kind of like not having an emperor. I'm just saying.
Well, I kind of like
Why'd
not
you be
being
a man?
pussified. I
It's
kind of
actually
like
not
not.
being an emperor.
Shut up. Be a man, punch him in the face.
Yeah, be a Mulan. You gotta be a Mulan.
But first, you get really, really long arms because you're going from northwest to southeast with that punch.
You can do it.
Close I said I won't like the punch.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
knock the fuck out.
Nutty Professor, Guilty Pleasure. It is not a fucking good movie, but I still love it.
Which one?
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god.
Black
Oh
and
my
white
god!
or the
Both
Robin Williams?
Guys,
Both of them.
guys, okay. Have you guys ever heard the movie Norbit?
Yes.
Oh.
That's another guilty pleasure.
I
of mine.
have, but I remember the
ugh.
name. I can't remember what it is. Please,
I shared
I may
one
regret this,
clip
but
with Trippy and
remind
it
me.
broke him. Stormcrow, I shared the clip for the water park scene.
Oh my god! My mom.
I refuse. I'm not gonna see that movie. Nope. Nope.
Hey, what about
I
Pixels?
own it too.
I feel bad for Eddie Murphy, dude. Eddie Murphy had this great career up until like mid 2000s, late 2000s. What's Eddie Murphy been in recently? Where is Eddie Murphy? And it's probably because movies like Norbit that ruined it, and Pluto Nash, you know?
Nah,
Oh
nah,
my
nah,
gosh,
nah.
I feel
It
so
was
bad.
him
No,
getting married.
I don't know what that
No.
movie
It was him
is.
getting married.
Exactly.
having kids.
Haunted Mansion.
Trippy. It was him getting married and fucking having kids.
That ruins everybody's lives. I know.
Yeah, 'cause it
That's- so,
Oh, the
case in
last
point-
movie I saw him in was the tree movie, where you have to take $1 off a tree or some shit.
Oh.
And he-
Or no,
Over on
it's
Rumble,
House of
Lieutenant
Word.
Bob says, "Listen, Linda, listen." I assume he's quoting Eddie Murphy movie. I'm guessing.
I have no clue. It's pretty broad of a statement.
Well,
It sounds random to me. I thought if I read it, somebody would know what he was referencing. I guess we'll just
look.
wait till he gives us an explainer.
Well, look, Wrangler, to give you the idea of the masterpiece that is Norbit, Billy Bobsack, would you like to tell this man?
Please don't
Tell him
suffer
what.
us anymore.
Shut up. Well,
Oh.
no, be quiet.
So Norbit is he was a baby who got fucking yeeted into a fucking Chinese orphanage.
No, it was a Chinese
What?
restaurant.
I'm out.
It was a Chinese restaurant. And the first thing the Chinaman says is,
No. Before any of that is when he's a baby, his fucking parents yeet him out the fucking car. The Chinese man picks him up and then fucking goes through all this. Then he ends up in school. And then you got
No,
fucking
sir. What does he say when he sees the baby?
Oh god, you memorized dialogue from this movie?
I can memorize Crybaby, but I can't from Norbit.
He says, "Oh, brown baby, can't give it away."
Yeah, got that. I just remember when he's on his wedding day at the beginning of the movie with Rasputia, and they were talking about the milk. You know, you're supposed to taste and get the milk and shit, but he bought the whole damn cow. Y'all should
Over
watch
on Rumble,
Norbit.
Lieutenant Bob said that it was a He said that's a famous clip. How do you internet people not know this? Well, half of us are autistic, so we probably look up one or two things and nothing else.
Exactly, right?
I am an Aspie. Therefore, I am better than autistic people. I can look up multiple things at
that's-
once.
Aspie
I
is
completely forgot
autistic.
about Norbit.
Well, that's what you have.
You want to watch Norbit, and you can do that and another movie together. Oh yeah.
I think I'd rather rewatch Space Truckers.
Norbit's
Space
great.
Truckers?
Yeah,
What's
It's
Space
it's
Truckers, Raven?
In
it's
space.
an old movie from the '90s.
Please enlighten me on this movie.
Oh gosh, let's see. Who was it? Who was in this thing?
Dennis Hopper was in Space
Yes,
Truckers.
Dennis Hopper.
Oh, this is sounding a little familiar.
But basically, like he's an independent trucker, and he's down on his luck or something, so he has to take this load, and he doesn't know what it is, and he's supposed to get it into Earth and stuff, and it turns out, or I think like space pirates like attack him or something, and the load ends up being these killer robots or something, and basically anything that can go wrong goes wrong.
This what year is this? Like late 70s, early 80s?
97.
Oh shit, 97.
Yeah.
What are you pulling up, Frequency?
Oh, what is this frequency? I gotta look this up.
Lieutenant Bob had sent me the clip. By the way, he says Space Truckers was pretty bad, but bad funny.
Yeah.
This is the clip that he was talking about the listen, Linda, listen, and and is Bernard says, "Gotta love how the Kikoman song is suggested."
Hold up, no, not just the Kiko's Mon song, the metal cover version.
Yeah,
Metal.
it's Emily's.
Yes. Evil A's version.
At the house, goes to the door. Matthew has his toys, and then Matthew has all his toys.
Okay, but I have to yell at you guys.
Okay, Linda, listen. Linda, listen.
Okay, what?
Everything we do at this house, it can trust everything at Grandma's house.
Okay.
Okay, then what?
Then you're
Okay, then
not
what?
listening to me.
Then you're not listening.
This kid's smart.
I asked you not to do something.
His mother talks like that all the time.
Oh man, this kid's gonna be a lawyer. He is so good with semantics already.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Right away.
But you know what? Since
Okay,
we're
then what?
here,
Oh, jeez.
This is what's then what. Okay. Okay.
What?
No, turn it up. Blast it. Louder. Yes.
I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't made an anime of the fucking Superman boss yet.
We gotta write it.
No, I'm serious. I'm talking about the company actually fucking making an anime and manga of this.
Oh my gosh, if you've seen the YouTube Kikomon soy sauce channel, the way they present their product
There's a
is
channel?
so authentic. Go look it up. It's like prestige and very highbrow. Like, no, they take their products very serious.
Maji, have you watched the Daga for the Elder Scrolls videos where they use the AI voice for them? Maji.
Which one? There's so many Elder Scrolls videos.
The Daga not listening to the AI ones.
Oh, the newest one?
Yeah, there's multiple channels of it. There's a couple of them.
all right.
When we're done.
Where they it has Daga reacting to all the races in Skyrim. He's like, Argonians, we know them and we own them.
Woo!
They're descended from the Slavosaurus.
Well,
That's right.
That's probably a good way for me to leave. I'm tired, people. I'm very sorry to say.
We're fixing to wrap up. We're fixing to wrap up, Stormcrow.
All right. Well, on my part, I'll leave early because I am really tired. Thank you again, sir, for having me on.
That's right. Get on your knees.
All right. I'll get on my knees for the Emperor. He ain't no Emperor, so shut up. Anyway.
Well, thanks for coming on, Stormcrow, and thanks again for sending that message when you did. Because I was knee deep in my manuscript, and when you sent that message, I looked at the clock. I was like, "Oh crap!"
See you,
Oh, I was just gonna let you be late for the stream. I wasn't even gonna message anything.
No, I don't do that to people. Anyway,
I do.
Good night, everybody. Maji, please keep rocking on with your book. I know it's gonna be great. Trippy Soul, I better see some books from you. I'm tired of your poetry. All right, I'm not tired of your poetry. I just want to see you write.
Don't tell me what to do.
I already told you what to do, so deal with it. Read out. Remember, Michael Bay, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Hospital. That is the future. Deal with it. Hedge, Herman. Stop peeking up behind the bushes. That makes you free. All right, you're never gonna get women with like that. Raven, you're not.
Dude, I'm married.
You're not a crow. Well, okay, peek at your wife behind the bushes then, with her consent. All right. Anyway.
Well, that wouldn't. What, having a wife?
I don't know, man.
We're nerds. We
Raven.
role play.
Hold up. So what it'll be is it'll be a hedge and a bush getting together.
A shrubbery.
We request a shrubbery.
Neat.
Nee.
Me.
Raven.
Some call me
Nee.
him.
Who are
Raven, you're
you
not
who's
a
able to
crow.
summon fire without flint or tinder? Go ahead.
Raven, you are not a crow, but does not mean that you are not awesome.
He's still going.
So-
Damn.
You fucking interrupting me.
Well, you're very quiet. I can't actually hear you.
Yeah, please hold the phone up to your mouth.
It's already in his mouth. What are you talking about?
I have to leave. Raven, you are no crow, but you're still awesome. Maji, you're no crow. You're a pony. You still rock. Good night.
Nighty
everybody.
night, Crow.
Good night.
Have a good
Got
one.
true
Andrew.
Crow. And there he goes, flying away. Flap, 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 flap. A majestic manner.
Thank God I poisoned his bird feed.
I like ravens a little more than Crow. But
Did
he's
you
funny.
feed him Alka-Seltzer again, you damn mugwai?
Yes.
That only works for pelicans or penguins or, big stomach birds.
Seagulls.
Dumb birds.
The eagles of
All
the
right.
sea.
All right,
Those
Herman,
are
try that line again. Try that line again.
Oh, look who showed up. I should have been reading the chat.
Oh no! You played the song. Look who shows.
Yep.
Andrew says, "What's your story about, Wrangler?
Say again.
What's your story about?"
Yeah, Andrew's asking about it.
I hadn't gotten down there. Oh,
Time to shield. Time to shield.
all right. Yeah. I guess it's a good chill time. Well, you can join Haley as she takes us back to 1998 for her first adventure when she was just 10 years old. And what was quickly becoming one of the worst days of her life turned into one of the coolest. She grew up on a farmstead. Beings from outside her universe invaded, and she barely got away and ends up finding herself in an underground complex trying to escape, find her dad and the rest of the villagers, and try and stop what the invaders are doing. And she's armed with nothing but her wits and a potato gun.
Yeah. So TLDR, potato gun, potato gun, potato gun.
Yeah,
Yes.
potato gun and aliens.
Oh yeah, aliens, gods, monsters, you name it.
Wait, Trippy. So is it the sequel to Cowboys and Aliens? Now it's potato guns and aliens?
Tater gun. Get it right. Tater.
I may.
guns.
So I'm currently reading a
Oh,
troll
Taito?
walks into a bar, but I may set that down and read Haley Starr if that's what that's all about.
Well, you're going to have a good time with it, Trippy, because it's all about energy.
Oh, I figure. Yeah, I feel kind of bad because I've had yours on the back burner and all these great other writings and more. This all comes down to like subjectivity. I prefer noir detective stories, and if I come across one of those, I'm going to go to that first. So I'm reading A Troll Walks into the Bar because it's an urban noir fantasy story.
Yeah, I think that was featured on Comic Shop Wednesdays, was it not?
Yes, it was. And as soon as I heard the first little teaser that Royce can never finish because Royce sucks at finishing, and I feel so bad for his wife about this fact. But nonetheless,
Damn.
the little tease of writing that was presented to me hooked me in because it's right up my alley. And it sucks, dude. I know your writing just went backwards, drop down. But yours is next. Guaranteed after I finish this.
No problem. I figured you'll get to it when you do, and when you do, I think you're going to have a good time with it. But Andrew Campbell, as you can see, she has an arm-mounted potato gun. That's what she starts off with. But she ends up getting upgrades from there, don't worry.
Five-round, 12-gauge potato gun launcher.
Oh yeah, the pack on her back with the tube going to the back of the potato gun. That thing holds about 8 to 10 potatoes. So
Potatoes, not potatoes. Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Titers.
Some taters.
Not
They call
taters,
me
but potatoes.
Tater salad.
Potatoes,
Potato.
Potato. Okay, all right, shit. God damn it.
So who else wants to shill something? I'll bet at least Herman wants to shill.
Yes, buy my book.
Buy his
Buy
book.
his book.
Which
Yep,
one?
Which one? I know, right? You got
You
two.
could either buy The Wizard Stone, which is fabulous, or The Revenant
Start
in the
with that.
Tomb, which is also fabulous. In fact, it's a fabulous duo.
Or you could just buy both.
Or you can just buy both, yes, or buy the audiobook and the paperback. Or audiobook and ebook available Amazon, Barnes & Noble, pretty much everywhere.
I have questions about your audiobook. Who did you hire for the narration?
The person I hired is a British actor named Steve Fortune, who goes by the name
Perfect.
Steve Fortune.
Is it deep, growly, or?
Yeah, he's. Imagine being in a pub and having him tell you a story. That.
Older gentleman.
Older guy.
Yes. Perfect.
And he's perfect for my style of writing. Perfect.
It sounds like it. I hear some music.
I don't hear anything. It's all in your mind.
It is all in my mind, but it's still creating music in my mind.
Got my mind on my music and my music on my mind. Is anybody else going to shill, or is it just me?
If it's just you, then keep on chilling. No, obviously I'm going to do one more shill, but first up, who hasn't shilled yet? Trippy, have you chilled for yours yet?
No, I got trippysoul.substack.com is where you can find a collection of some trippy poetry, literally called some trippy poetry, which is, well, if you read it, I don't know, a lot of people don't get poetry. Just read poetry, maybe you'll get it. But I'm going to expand it to short stories, which I just completed my third short story. I'm trying to edit, polish it, and get some feedback and post it soon enough and expand my repertoire of linguistic arts.
Nice. And also over in Rumble, Lieutenant Bob, aka Gino, says I'd chill, but I'm not there. Well,
yes, guys, check out Gino's for. Oh man, he's gonna be so mad I forgot the name of it.
Forest
Check out.
Foundation.
Yep, there it is. Also, on top of that, I'm gonna do a shill for him too. He may not be a professional editor, but he is a great person to have look over your work for spelling and punctuation issues, for proofreading and stuff. I hired him, and I don't regret it. You guys should too. Well, you guys have your own, but anybody that
I may be doing so very soon if he's available.
anyone that needs a low, well, I don't mean to say low budget. Anybody that needs a decent proofreader to go through before you send it to an editor or somebody that you
for a reasonable price.
Yes, hire Gino. Man, he's gonna be so mad because I can't chill.
Low price of $9.99.
No,
Andrew Campbell, yes, please. When you're on the Gilded, right? When you relaunch that, send me a link, because whenever I put somebody's comment on screen, I go back and I do the clips. If your comment's posted on screen, I want to find a link to your work so I can link that in the description for that clip. If you notice, I try to put everybody who's on screen, whether in video or in post. I want their links down in the description so folks can find their work when they stumble upon the video. So if you get a link to that, please send it to me so I can post it.
See you, Ram.
Guilty just double dipped. All right, people, you have a good one. Thank you, Ram. Glad to see you.
Hi, Ram.
Guilty's over in Rumble now. I was on Gilded, but found it too distracting.
There's some truth to that.
That'll happen.
It's kind of odd. For me, it was the opposite. If it wasn't for the Gilded, I wouldn't have stayed focused on my projects. We all handle things a bit different, you know?
But yeah, no, check out Gino's website. He's put a lot into it, and he's been writing more reviews.
All right. I will try and remember to put the link for 4Fs in the description to this right after the show. Okay. Was that it for your show, Maji, or was there more?
I guess I could go one or 1.5 more. So, I am not affiliated with Richard, but Richard does like shout outs, so I'm going to shout out IronAge.media. Feel free to check out the writing prompts. We have till the end of the month if you want to try to get your stuff submitted to Anvil 3. He's always updating, like every 2 weeks there's new writing prompts, voice prompts, art prompts, and of course new stories and looks for new authors. So feel free to check it out. I think this is going to become a permanent thing. I think he's got a big enough following that.
And the dude must be busy like you wouldn't believe.
So yeah, check him out. Like I said, I'm not affiliated. I just like shilling for him.
And the link to that website is already in the description below.
Yep. Anvil 2 is currently live on funmycomics.com, along with a lot of other people's works. Feel free to check it out. As for me, keep a lookout in the next couple of months. I may or may not have a project that we've all been working on.
Nice.
Oh, I am excited for that. Raven, you're up, dude.
Oh man, I'm glad I was able to write some today, but just busy with trying to sell a house, and that's been driving me bonkers. But otherwise, I wanted to show for IronAge as well, but Maji covered it.
Sorry.
No problem. Thank you.
Hey, I was going to do that too. It just made it easier. Okay, Billy Bobsack.
Subscribe to my only Gremlins.
Well, I would like to shill for Royce from A Drink with Crazy. He just put out a video. I think it's a new series he's starting, IronAge News Roundup 08/21/2023. So I don't know. Is he planning on making this a weekly thing? Anybody know?
We'll see.
All right. Well, anyway, it's up there now.
Commitment issues, you know.
Yeah. Andrew Campbell said, "Get Anvil issue 2 to read some of my stuff."
Oh, nice! Yeah, congrats!
Sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I would also like to show for a couple of things Royce does. One is Wednesday Night Comics. Check it out when he goes over. Oh, Comic Shop Wednesday. I'm sorry. And then, of course, IronAge Nights on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Check that out. Thank you very much, everyone, for stopping in. We got Ram, Andrew Campbell, Guilty, Lieutenant Pob, a.k.a. Gino. Who else we had? We had Craig, we had Kiko, Bernard, Ram. I know
Ram
there's
again.
a couple other
Yeah.
names in there that I'm missing, and my apologies to them. Anyway, if you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like. And if you didn't, appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time. And God bless.
Buy books. Buy them all.
Yes, buy
Read
them all.
more.
Buy them twice.
Write more.
Feed me, Seymour.
Hey, speaking of guilty pleasures.
It's not a guilty pleasure. It's really good.
Yeah.
It is the definition of a guilty pleasure anymore.
I think I nailed it when I said Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
That is
Hold up. Something about Jewish space lasers?
Oh, jeez. Night!
Jewish space lasers.
Are you happy now?